Hello, everyone. I am still in the game. I will be your host tonight. Welcome to my podcast. That's STEEL in the game, all in one word. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate your time. I don't take it for granted. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here listening to me. So I do appreciate it. And I would appreciate it if you maybe hit that subscribe button, the like button, all those good things you're supposed to do on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it. Well, guys, it looks like the USA hockey team has won the gold medal. And I got to be honest with y'all. I was kind of negative when I heard that story. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. When I heard that the USA hockey team won gold medal in the Olympics, I thought to myself, yeah, a bunch of Canadian hockey players that play for the US won us the gold medal. And here to find out, I was wrong. And this is why it pays to do research, guys. As I looked into it, not one Canadian plays on the USA hockey team, which I was surprised because I know a while back, I don't know about today's time. I know years ago they said that close to 65 to 75% of the players on the NHL hockey team was Canadian. So I was surprised to find out that, the majority, well, not the majority, all of the hockey players that played on this USA team was all American. So that's awesome. And congratulations to Jack Hughes hitting the game-winning goal. And congratulations to the USA hockey team for winning the gold medal for us. Great job, guys. In other news, violence is erupting all over Mexico, over 20 states. El Micho, he was a drug kingpin, head of the New Generation cartel. He was killed by the Mexican military, and the cartel is causing chaos all over Mexico. They're advising all American citizens to leave Mexico as soon as possible. This is not a good thing. This could maybe cause a civil war down in that country. So hopefully we stay out of it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the way Trump is, he might want to put his nose in this. We'll have to see what happens. But guys, I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for quite a while. And I just want to ask this question. Why are we such followers? Why? Is it been instilled in us since we were kids to be such followers? Now, if this doesn't apply to you, then, you could just disregard what I'm about to say. But I have a feeling that this is a very touchy subject for a lot of folks, and they don't want to admit it. I did some research on some of the things that I'm about to talk about, and surprisingly, it sort of makes me right. Let me give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about. I found out that most people who grew up in a household and their parents were Republican or Democrat, most likely that is what you're going to be. The same thing goes for religion. If you grew up a certain religion, then most likely that's what you're going to be. If your mom took you to a certain church and that's all you knew as a kid, then most likely that's the type of church that you're going to go to. Not in all cases now. So what I'm trying to get at is it's sort of a brainwashing that's happening, whether we like to admit it or not. And it's not just your parents, it's your neighborhood, it's your school, your environment around you, what type of neighborhood you might have grew up in. It has an effect on you, and you carry it on when you're an adult. Now, there's some people out there that, they go the opposite direction. These are the people, in my opinion, that are not followers. They think for themselves. They do research. Maybe they educate themselves, or maybe they just didn't. Even when they were kids, they didn't agree with certain things that was going on around them, and they chose to go a different direction. That happens. But if I would ask somebody who's the greatest basketball player in history, a large majority of the people are going to say Michael Jordan. The younger generation will say LeBron James. If I asked, what's better, Coke or Pepsi? A lot of people are going to say Coke. A lot of people are going to say Pepsi. And the truth be told, that a lot of people are just saying that because that's what's been pumped into their head from the commercials on the TV, the internet. I'm going somewhere with this. Stay with me. Because of what the internet has pumped into their head, what everybody around them talks about. I mentioned earlier that I thought to myself that all the hockey players on the USA Olympic team was probably Canadian. And then I did the research and I was dead wrong. That wasn't a fact. I did my research. So where I'm going with this, guys, is why do we feel that we have to vote Democrat or Republican? Why can't we get a third party started in this country? Why are we so easy to accept what they're shoving down our throat? Why do we participate in watching the debates on TV when there's no representative for independence? Why are we not forcing the issue as Americans? Because I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of Democrats and I'm also tired of Republicans. Things are not getting better, no matter what they're trying to tell you on TV, no matter who's trying to tell you anything on the internet. The prices are still out of control. It's harder for this younger generation to get ahead to maybe buy a house. Education is through the roof. Everywhere you turn, the prices are jacked up. And we're allowing not only the politicians to get away with this stuff, we are allowing the corporations to get away with this stuff. And all we're doing is sitting on our hands and doing nothing. And what do I mean? What should we do? I'm not promoting violence. No, that's not what I'm saying. But we can control what we spend. We could control what we vote for. We could control a lot of things. If we're tired of the gas prices and we all decided to stay home and not go anywhere, that's going to hurt the pockets of these elitists. And that's the only thing that they understand. Same thing with these politicians. If they decide to have a debate on whether it's Fox News or CNN or ABC or NBC, CBS, or one of these huge affiliates, and no one decides to watch it, they're going to be scratching their head like, what's going on here? How am I supposed to win the vote when no one's watching us? Because maybe we want a different party. We do not want to support you. We want to maybe vote for that guy. He's an independent, but you are not giving him an opportunity to debate on the big stage. But we are not doing nothing. We are allowing them to spoon feed us what they want to spoon feed us. And I don't know why we're doing it to ourselves. Why are you letting these folks brainwash you for years and years and years and you do nothing? Are we incapable of having an original thought? Now, this might feel like I'm lashing out, and I'm not. I really am not lashing out at anybody because I understand. And let me explain to you what I understand. I understand that there's people out there that's stuck in an algorithm, and that algorithm only feeds them what they want to see. And they get in their own little world, in their own little bubble, and they only get the news that they want to hear because that's what makes them feel good, because they agree with me and that makes me feel good inside. That gives me the tinglies. And that goes on both sides, Democrats or Republicans. And the truth be told, they both lied to us. We know that for a fact. At least some of us do. So why would you put trust in people that lied to you? If you had a guy down the street and he lies to you about, say he wants to, or you wanted him to work on your car because he was a mechanic or, some situation like that. And he said that, hey, I can fix your car for $100 or $200, $300, $400, it doesn't matter really the price. And then he says, well, I wasn't able to fix your car, but can you give me that $200? Well, you didn't fix my car. You said you was going to fix it. You said you knew what was wrong with the car, but you didn't fix nothing. Yeah, but I was out there working all day on it. It's not my fault that I couldn't fix it. I said I was going to fix it, but I couldn't fix it. But you still have to pay me. Because that's what we're doing, right? We're voting for these people. They're taking our tax money. We're expecting them to do what we voted for them to do, and they're not doing it. And I get it. Some politicians, both sides, I want to keep on saying both sides. Both sides, they promise, we're going to give you free health care. We're going to build a wall. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And I understand that they have to go through Congress to get some of this stuff, passed in order to get it done. I get it. But when they're on the campaign trail, they make it, I'm going to do this for you, and we're going to get this, and we're going to get that. And it convinces you. They spend billions of dollars running ads, if I was your president, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make it easier for your family. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it doesn't happen. And we fall for it every 4 years. We fall for it. Well, some of us do. Me, I have no faith in any politician. I really don't support corporations because I know these politicians are bought by these corporations. So, why not have another option? Why not vote for an independent? Why are we supporting these two parties who keep on letting us down time after time after time after time again? I go back earlier to what I was saying. Research. I thought that the roster of the USA Olympic team, hockey team, was mostly made up of Canadians. The research showed me otherwise. And there's a lot of people out there that are politically lazy. They don't do their research on the candidates. They just listen to what the news tells them, or they listen to what Joe down the road said, or Mike up the street said. They do what their family is going to do. This goes back along the line to what I was talking about. If you lived in a household and your parents were Republican, then most likely you're going to be a Republican, because that's what you've been force fed nearly your whole life as a child. Same thing with the Democrats. If you grew up in a Democratic home, okay, and your parents were Democrat and they taught you a certain way, then when you grow up, most likely you're going to be a Democrat. Instead of doing your own research and thinking for yourself, not just taking anybody's word. And I get it, we all love our parents. We grew up in a neighborhood. We love our neighbors. We love our community. Some of us do. And you want to believe the people around you. You do. But let's just be honest. Bullshitters come in all shapes and forms. And yes, your family can lie to you. And yes, your friends can lie to you. Your teachers, your cousins, your whoever, anyone around you can lie to you because they want you to think the way they want you to think. But if you do your own research and you find out, okay, I don't like what this guy said about this, or I don't like what that guy said about that. He supports this and he supports that, or blah, 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 blah. When it comes time to vote, you're not voting just because of what someone said. You're voting because of what you learned. Not because this is what my family wants me to do, or this is what I've been taught. So like I said, I hope nobody is offended by what I'm saying. I'm not lashing out. I'm really not. But what I am hoping for folks to do, if you just take a few things of what I'm saying and just apply it. And anytime you hear something on the news, and maybe just take 5 minutes out of your day to look things up to find out if they're telling the truth. And then you realize, like, wait a minute, this is not completely accurate what they said, what I heard on the news. Then you would realize that maybe it is a good thing for me to do my own research. So I know exactly what will be good for me when it comes time to vote, and good for my family. Because I really do think that it's time for another party in this country. I think it's time to give the independent party a go at it. Because the Democrats and the Republicans are not doing a very good job. Whether you agree or not, they're not. People are losing their jobs left and right. Chaos is happening everywhere. People are going hungry. They're just all. This country is a mess right now. And I hate to see it. So I want to be part of the solution. You should want to be part of the solution. We all should be part of the solution, because we're all in this together. Why would you not want to try your best to fix things? Not only for yourself, if you have kids, grandkids, if you have any loved ones that you want to leave this country in good standing, for them to grow up in a good environment, to be able to prosper in this country, pursue happiness, be safe, why wouldn't you want to try an alternative to what we already seen? Maybe give a different group a shot. Because I got to be honest with you, that's which way I'm leaning. I really want to hear an independent that doesn't support the Republicans and doesn't support the Democrats and maybe has new ideals, to see which way that they think that this country should go. Just hear them out. Because at this point, we got nothing to lose because things are not getting better. Let's do our research and let's move forward and try to make this country a better place. I appreciate everybody listening to my podcast. Like I said, if you like what you hear, if you're entertained, please give me a like, a follow, leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate your time. Have a good one.